Alright people, here we go with the Stiebel Eltron 36 Tempra 36 Plus review after 10 months. So a few things, I got my notes here to tell you. It would be nice, there's no app that comes along with this device. It'd be really nice to have. Some of the gas like Renai have apps. I don't know exactly what they all do, but they have apps that you can connect to it. But it'd be nice if this guy had an app and it would connect via Wi-Fi and tell you things like notification alarms, runtime, if the gallons per minute are regulated, and it regulates, the plus regulates if it cannot reach your outgoing temperature because there's so much usage or the incoming water is cold, it'll actually decrease the flow of hot water to reach the outgoing temperature. So in other words, if it's going through and it can only get to 120 outbound and you have it set for 130, it'll slow that temperature of water outbound until the outbound temperature is 130. Which, if you're in a shower or a bath, then decreases the water pressure outbound. It has a temperature, but you don't have much flow. Things like also the decalcifying or to clean the filter, the temperature in and out, so that you can see what the temperature in is, and like line voltage alarms, which if you look at my install, I had a problem with, and it took me a little bit of time to figure out, but not too bad because of the Emporia view, which showed me the voltage issue. The amperage coming into this guy, generally what I'm seeing, if any use at all, it's around 30 to 35 amps on each of the feeds, which are dual breakers, so it's actually 60 on each. And then on higher usage, like if it's actually going all the way up to 3 gallons per minute, which is the max pretty much that I see that it's doing, it's using about 45 on each line or 90. The things where you kind of waste some water is a lot of times the kids or the wife or even myself, if you have a single-handed faucet, you turn it straight up and it's using both hot and cold, and the hot water never gets there if you wash your hands because it's going to take a minute for the hot water to get there. But this guy's running, right? So it's trying to get the hot water up there, but it never reaches and it's just wasting. And it doesn't happen that often. I don't know how much it actually wastes, but it's obviously not doing it too much. Now, it took me a while to get here because honestly I just didn't make time to do it, but I went back and I compared April to December 2021 and 2022, and in those times the water heater before was using $61 a month, and that was my two 40-gallon tanks, and I had a recirculation on there, but it was only scheduled for about 3 or 4 hours a day at night when everyone went to take showers. And if you're not familiar with the recirculation, it just circulates the water and make sure you have hot water as soon as you turn on the faucet. It does cause the hot water heaters to run more, but like I said, I scheduled it so I kept that to a minimum. The Stiebel actually gave me about $27 on average over those 10 months per month, right? Which gives you a savings about $34 or about 44%, which is pretty big. 44% is big, but the $34 is not. If my notes, if I recall correctly, I think it cost me about $1,200 to install. So if you look at $34 a month, about $400 a year, over 3 years I would have paid for this unit. Right? I think the unit was $800, then I had to buy the lines and electrical and breakers and so forth, and it was about $1,200. So that's good. And you know, we have unlimited hot water. Everyone loves it, and it is super hot coming out. I have it set for 130. For me, that's way too hot, but other people in the house like coming out of the showers and in bath as lobsters, so you know, it suits them well. Herein lies some of the problem, though, and this is where we get into some of the bad stuff. So I'm only getting 3 gallons per minute, and if you run 2 showers, it's okay. You'll still get hot temperature, but the water pressure is down. And you know, if someone was taking a bath, those run at 3 gallons per minute just by themselves. And so if you go and turn on a shower, the water pressure from the hot water just goes down to a drizzle, because this guy will start regulating it to make sure that it's reaching the set temperature outbound. And if someone's taking a bath, you're not taking a shower. The water pressure is just too low. You can't even get soap out of your hair. If the dishwasher or the clothes washing machine are running at the same time you take a shower, you'll feel a quick temperature difference and the water pressure does go down, but it's not that bad. That may change depending on what kind of wash machine or dishwasher you have. You can still finish a shower, but it certainly doesn't have the water pressure that you have initially. So that means in my house, and generally we have 5 people here, you have to schedule, I want to schedule, or just time your showers correctly with the other things going on. Clothes are normally during the day, the dishwasher is normally during the day, or at night when we go to bed. We might run it right before we get in bed. But the showers can be a problem. So if you had a bunch of teenagers that are closer in age and everyone's going to bed at the same time because they get up at the same time, you're not going to get hot water out of it, and you're going to have to start staggering them, which makes everybody go to bed later and so forth. In my house, it's not that big of a problem. We can time it out right and be okay. But just be aware that with this electrical unit, and this is the biggest one you can get, you're only going to get about 3 gallons per minute, and I have it set at 130 degrees because that's what suits my family the best. In addition, when you go to turn on the water, like my master bath is probably the furthest bath from this unit, and there is no recirculation. I have it all cut off. It takes at least a minute for the hot water to get there. And then after it gets there, you still have to heat up those pipes up to 130 degrees, and so for the first minute or two, it still gets hotter and hotter. But once it gets there, I usually have it barely on hot, and it's plenty hot for me. So something to keep in mind. So it works really well. It's saving us money. In 3 years, because I did the work on my own, I'll recoup the cost. And this guy I think the warranty is for several years, so I would expect at least the last 8 years or so. But it's not as advanced, but maybe that's a good thing, less things to go wrong. So I think one of the questions would be, would I do it again, right? And for me, yes, right? Even from the beginning, even knowing what I know now. Is it perfect? No. Does it have enough gallons per minute? No. Can I have an electric car and charge it if I want to? No. Because I had to move this unit with the 150 amps on one panel that's 200, limited at 200 amps, and I moved all my other high draw stuff to the other panel, which is 200 amps, which is like the ACs and the oven and some other things. So does it fit everyone? Nah, it's not going to fit everyone. And is it going to fit me long term? I don't think so. I mean, everyone's forcing electric stuff. Maybe at some point in time I'll get an electric car. I'm not planning on it right now, but I can't have one unless I have another feed or 2 phases come in to get the 240 for fast charging. The panels won't just hold it. So if you were thinking about this and you have a larger family, or you have a family where multiple people are taking showers at one time, you really need to look at a Renai and at the gas ones, and those will do up to 10, 11 gallons per minute at a pretty good temperature. You have to look at the graph again, but much higher than the 3. So you could at least run 2 baths at one time and so forth. If you were going to go with one of these, what I would suggest, or what I'm actually looking at, is possibly looking at some smaller units and put them closer to the usage. So in other words, maybe have one for the main floor and then one for the second floor where the bedrooms are. Or maybe have one for the master and the kitchen and everything, and if it's on the first floor, and have one for the bedrooms on the second floor. But you still have to do the math on what you can actually pull, and that's something to keep in mind. Let's see. So, I think that's about it. I was looking through my notes. Am I happy with it? Yeah. Does it work great? Yes. For my family. We don't have a whole lot of people that need to take showers at the same time, or even when they do, because I have boys, they take showers in 60 seconds or something, so they're done real quick. But the girls like take longer ones, and that can also lead you to some extra bills, because sometimes some of the kids get in there, or people get in there, and they will take a 30-minute shower, and that hot water stays on forever, and they are happy-go-lucky. Even found one that fell asleep in the shower. So just something to keep in mind. Am I happy with it? Yes. Does it work great? Yes. Does it save money? Yes. Is it right for everyone? No. So hope you enjoyed it. Ask questions, and I'll try and answer them best I can. Take it easy.